What is up, the internet? It is I, dazzling, blazing, shimmering dusk here, with yet again with part 2 of the Ennard is separate theory. If you don't know, please click the card up in the, was it the right-hand corner or the left? No. It's the right-hand corner. Make sure to click the card up in the right-hand corner. You'll see the original video there. I also put the video's link in the description down below, so you can get what's going on here. Anyway, I left off at the fact that Ennard is basically separate due to the small little design details that Scott left for us. But another thing came to me. As explanation that people have been wanting for a whole months. Who or what is the voice in Below Gallery on night 2 when handy unit malfunctions? Well, take a listen at the original audio.
Fuck?
Now look at the audio when Iulitim, I believe that's how you spell it, fixed or decoded the audio. Take a listen.
Argumentative statements, elevation, passive, heights, argumentative statements, elevation, passive.
You see, the voice sounds masculine. And if you listen to the tone, it's pained, almost like he was suffering a whole lot. Sorry, I had to adjust the camera there. And you can notice a little glitch in his voice now and then. This leads me to believe that it was Ennard in the Below Gallery during night 2. And think about this explanation for a moment, like, where is Circus Baby? She hasn't been around the whole time. We don't see her in her gallery or anywhere else, but we only see her suit at night 5, with Ennard behind her. And if I say this in my last video, which you can check the description and the card for, Funtime Freddy has a voice mimic according to his blueprints, but he doesn't seem to use it very often, which in the breaker room or in the non-canon custom night. This leads me to believe that Ennard stole old Funtime Freddy's voice mimic and is now using it to portray himself as hand unit. Because during night 2, Circus Baby's being helpful to you. But during night 3, 4, and 5, she gets a little more complicated. And how come does Baby get the most shocks? Well, I believe Ennard is making Michael shock Baby, so that way he can get her and scoop her up. I don't know if this is good evidence or not, but hey, it's at least evidence. Oh yeah, and speaking of puppets, take a look at this video I found of MatPat during his prediction theory for sister location. Check it. Okay guys, sorry to not get to the video yet, but I discovered something on it that literally proves everything that I've been saying, that Ennard used to perform with Yendo and Lolbit. Just take a look at this. It literally explains everything.
starts off like a collection of letters and punctuation, but upon further inspection you can make out repeated numbering patterns and letter combinations representing days of the week. When pieced together, it becomes a schedule looking like this, listing out the days when certain animatronics are either available, booked, needed for a private party, or mat, either in maintenance or needed for a matinee show. It's unclear which. It's also worth mentioning that 4 animatronics are specifically called out here: BBY for Baby, BAL for Ballora, and FTF for both Funtime Freddy and Funtime Foxy. Now, for those of you who don't follow every scrap of information about these games, let me explain. Reddit discovered that Scott had gone and copyrighted various names, presumably for these new animatronics, and here we see it being confirmed. More on some of these guys in a minute. The thing I want to call out first is that there's clearly a 5th animatronic in this schedule, 0500S, out of service. But who could this be? In the trailer, we only see 4 animatronics. Well, that's where this teaser image comes in. A few weeks ago, this image was up on Scott Games. A mask with glowing eyes and a tangle of wires, almost like tentacles, accompanied by this text, quote, "There's a little bit of me in everybody," end quote. Notice the grammar here. It's not everybody, but everybody. This is our 5th animatronic, our out-of-service animatronic. I mean, look at it. This guy ain't being booked at any children's parties. But that's not all we can conclude about him. The text indicates that a piece of him, his soul, his mechanisms, whatever, is in every other animatronic body. This could have 2 possible explanations. Either he's possessed the other animatronics and is controlling them, which would explain the "don't hold it against us" line from the teaser trailer we hear over and over again. Don't hold it against us. Or this pile of wires is kind of like the puppet from the original series. Or maybe this is the puppet, a new and rebooted version of the puppet. Now, notice that the ears can detach, separate itself from the main mask part of the face. It's the exact same silhouette that our puppet's face has had since the 2nd game. Additionally, if you look at the trailer for Sister Location very closely, you discover what may be a very cool Easter egg. In the reflection of Funtime Foxy's cheek, we see something. For all the other animatronics, it's a part of their body. For Ballora the ballerina, we see the reverse of her arm and earrings. For Baby, it's her finger and bow. But Foxy here is reflecting something that has a bright red dot besides 2 colored streaks, aka a bright red cheek and 2 streaming tear tracks.
See what I mean? It explains everything. The schedule. It makes sense. And he's labeled as out of service, meaning he was in service already. I mean, this just explains everything. His teaser image also explains a lot. Like, his ears can detach, like MatPat said. And look how his eye has gone from here to here. And remember when we all thought he was just a bunch of wires and tentacles? Well, that's actually him tilting his body to the right in the extras menu. And his quote, "There's a little of me in everybody," makes a whole lot more sense. He was scooped and scrapped and used for parts, stripped and broken down, just like the withered animatronics of FNAF 2. The ones who were made by Henry. I mean, I knew for a fact... Oh, sorry about that. Dang it, the camera's off. Come on, work with me. There, it's a little off, but that's the best we can work with. I knew for a fact that William Afton aided the Sister Location animatronics because, for one thing, Henry created Baby, but Afton added in his own designs. As with MatPat and his, yeah, MatPat did a video on the Bite of 83, in which he tested out the science of Five Nights at Freddy's, figuring out how powerful Golden Freddy, or Fredbear, bit down on Afton's youngest child. You know, with all that 14,785 newtons, he couldn't possibly have survived. Yeah, real creepy and scary stuff. It just goes to show that Afton is indeed a creator and inventor of his own. Henry may have made the animatronics, but Afton perfected them for his own killing devices. He only has his own experiments to blame. So, I guess this will do for Ennard being separate, and being a fun-time puppet, I guess? Or more like a fun-time puppet master now that I think about it. Oh, right! Explaining baby's shell, I think, was it? Like, how many controlled shocks does she get? 3. And we don't see her, but only hear her throughout the establishment. At first, she's helpful on night 2, but on night 3, 4, and 5, she becomes a lot more confusing. A lot more angry, you could say. Like, she calls us dummy. And I bet dummy is a English word. You see, William Afton speaks with a British accent. So does his daughter and his oldest son, Michael, as we see in the trailer. As we see in the cutscenes. Their use of a British accent definitely leads me to believe that these guys are related. But this book gives off so much more, but we'll get to it in a minute on the next theory. What I wanted to figure out was, when does FNAF 3 take place? And I believe Sister Location has answered it for us. Because Eth Goes Boom, the guy who does impressions of the FNAF characters, actually had Golden Freddy find out that secret voice that reads these numbers. Listen closely to the unedited version.
Hello everyone, it's me, Golden Freddy, bringing you the final fact of the day, and today I'm going to be talking about the hidden numbers in Sister Location. So Freddy has talked about this before in a previous video, but for those of you who don't know, throughout the whole game of Sister Location, you can actually hear a hidden voice in the background saying numbers. And I mean the entire game. You can hear it throughout the nights, you can hear it throughout the minigame, you can hear it on the main menu, through the cutscenes, on the extras menu, and in custom night. You can hear this voice everywhere in the game, and it always says the same 4 numbers in a random order. And these numbers are 1, 5, 7, and 8. Now I'm going to play the audio files of this voice so you can see what I'm talking about. Roll it. Now, this fact that I'm trying to show you guys isn't the fact that these voices are in the game, but I'm going to be showing you guys who is actually saying these numbers and who is behind the voice. I decided to put these voice files in Audacity, and I edited them so I could figure out who the voice really belongs to. And I mainly did this because I haven't seen any videos where anyone tries to figure out who the voice belongs to. So basically, because this voice is so deep, when I edited the voice, I made it higher so that way I could figure out who is really talking. Now, I'm going to play the audio files again, but this time after they've been edited, and you guys can figure out who is really talking.
1, 5, 7, 8.
Yep, that's right, it's Baby! Baby was the one behind the voices all this time. Now, no one has been able to figure out why Baby is saying 1, 5, 7, and 8. We're still trying to figure it out, as a matter of fact. But yes, the truth is that Baby is the one behind that voice. Pretty interesting, right? So, I think this has something to do with the random numbers that Baby says in Night 3 of Sister Location. Maybe you need to add those numbers up or something like that and put those numbers in the keypad? I don't know, but as far as we know, 1, 5, 7, and 8 are important to something, but what are they important to? We don't know yet.
Yeah, as Golden Freddy explained, which I allowed him to, it was Circus Baby all along saying 1, 5, let's see here, 7, and 8. I don't think it's actually a combination. I think it's a date, a specific date in the timeline. I tried multiple combinations when I stumbled upon one. It's, wait for it, August 5th, 2017. What? Mind blown. But how would this be? Well, the answer is in Fazbear's Fright. Yes, that's right. FNAF 3, that's when it all ends. August 5th, 2017. After all, Fazbear's Fright is a summer attraction. That's when it takes place, during the summer. It just wows my mind. It might blow all of yours, too. It just answers everything. Here, I'll even put up a screenshot of August 2017 for you. Here, take a look.